there's a lot of guys out there that are thinking.
We kind of touched on this.
We did, but I know there's a lot of guys out there thinking, oh, he's Prince simp. Like, but one, I don't care. But also, I break everything down to sports, right? If you're on a team, if you're playing basketball, part of the thing with gelling, like when they always talk about all these superstars get together, they have to figure out who's going to get the last shot. Who's going to be the leader? Who's going to be that? And you have to earn that. That comes like, you know, you don't like, you have to play together. You have to figure that out. And that's no different than a relationship in my mind. Like I have this, you know, epiphany that people have relationships where they view it as competitive and they're trying to, you know, dominate the other person when really it's a companionship. It's more teamwork. And while you might be a leader, it's not like oppressive. It's like, all right, this is what my skill is. Let me do this.
And if you're playing on a team, then you know, well, I'm better at jump shots.
Right.
You're better at free throws, whatever.
Right. As great as Shaquille O'Neal was, in those high pressure situations, Kobe had the ball because he was a better ball handler. He was more agile. He could score from multiple levels. So he had the ball at the end of the games. Now that's just how it works. Why are you over there rolling your eyes?
Ryan is so stressed.
Why are you stressing?
Ryan is like this.
What's stressing you out?
Kyle,
Turn your mic up.
It's up. What the best WNBA player is worse than the worst NBA player?
We're talking about life.
I'm just using your.
I'm talking about team sports. Like,
using your sports example.
You're not using. No. That is not the same thing. That
is very sexist.
That is not the same thing.
Hold on.
That's not the same thing.
Hold on. I gotta address this.
That's not the same thing at all.
I gotta address this.
That is completely different.
Because it's sexist to say that women are worse at basketball.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's not what the point that we're making is.
About what I said.
The point that we're making is, if you're in a we're talking about heterosexual relations because that's where we are. That's what we're at. That's what we identify. Okay, if you're in a heterosexual relationship as a man and a woman, there are things that he's going to be better at, decision making wise.
It's not about gender. Like can most WNBA? No, listen. It's not about can WNBA players dunk. They're not in the same league. We're in the same league. We're in life together. We're on the same team. Now that's the sexist part. That right there is the sexist part. How are you not in the same league?
In the same league
in life?
If we're on the same team, building a
this
life
is what I'm saying.
together.
Like the way, like you can't say, if I'm talking about a sports team, you can't even understand that relationships are the team. I'm not saying WNBA, NBA. I'm saying we're in the league together. Me and her are in the team together. We bring different assets. We have different roles.
Ryan is so stressed out.
I don't know why that's like. I don't know why that bothers men.
Because you're not accepting reality.
How's that not accepting reality?
Not accepting reality. We know that we're different. We know that we have different strengths.
Men are better at certain things than women are.
And women are better at certain things than men.
No.
If you want to go there.
No.
Women are
a princip.
I disagree.
Women are better at certain things than men.
I disagree. No, it is individual. There are some women who are much better at budgeting.
Yes.
There are some women who are. There are some men who are much better at cooking. Yes. There are some women who are much better at creating businesses. Like it's individual.
Sexism, and even in that sexism is women are doing most of the cooking at home, but men have most of the professional careers and making most of the money in the cooking.
You know why
with a cooking career. Why is that? Why is that?
Women when they have kids, it messes up their career. That's the way of life.
This is
so the women have kids by themselves and the men don't.
That is the worst example.
What is it? Artificial insemination?
You have to physically have the child, and normally women are the primary caretaker. So if you raise your child to first grade, how old? So that's 5 years that you're out of your career field.
Okay, if your spouse, your husband, your partner also decides to take up half of that slack. People defer. People assume that caregiving.
Go back to work the next week. No,
we're not. That's not. No. But there are women who are going back to work within 2 months because they don't have a choice.
But they don't want to do that.
Yeah,
some do.
But they don't have a choice.
Some do.
It depends on what you're doing.
They don't have a choice, but they're doing it and they're making it work.
Exactly. Exactly. But
if they have the support.
But that's not the natural way of being. And if they would have it their way, most women would not choose to do that.
The natural way of being. So you're telling me taking 5 years off is the natural way of being?
I don't think that's...
What do most women do when they have a child?
What is natural about any... Like, what do you mean?
What do most women do when they have a child?
What do you mean?
What do you mean, babe? What do most people do when they have a kid? It changes... If you're doing it right, if you're doing it right, it changes everybody's life.
Right.
It changes everyone's life. It changes the woman's life more specifically and more dramatically.
It only...
Okay, yes, but
it can.
When you're talking about a person being out of their career,
have the baby, it doesn't come out.
Yes, we understand that, but you're also the dad.
But
past a certain point in the child's development, there are places where the dad is able to pick up more of the slack. The child is less dependent on the mother, where they're eating more solid food.
6 months,
for generally speaking, around 6 months. To a year.
What are you talking about? I'm watching it now.
6 months to a year. Okay.
Like, yo, this idea, this is an idea that's perpetuated by the patriarchal society. Like, that's a patriarchal idea, bro.
And okay, so if it is that women need those 5 years off, why aren't we getting the unlimited maternity leave?
No way.
I agree that they should have that.
But men should also have paternity leave too.
Right.
Because we can't do it by ourselves. We didn't make the baby by ourselves. We need the support.
If you're talking about the natural order of things, then it's supposed
men need to be present.
There should be a village.
Lucky I have to switch the camera. I can't focus.
Anyway, we don't want to spend the whole show arguing.
No,
Ryan.
we don't. But the question that would accompany the Derek Jackson thing is emotional intelligence simping?
Yes.
Ryan says yes.
What a dumb thing to say. Emotional is it? So this is an idea that I've been because based on conversation with you and based on watching men just on the internet, they feel like emotional intelligence is simping, and
it's two different things. Because I don't think what people are referring to as a simp is necessarily an emotionally intelligent person.
Emotional intelligence is not simping. I'm just being.
I know you're being ridiculous.
Women on a pedestal above men is simping. That's the definition.
Okay.
Valuing women above yourself or above men is simping.
I don't think any individual should value anyone
right.
higher than themselves. First of all, like
so
you come first.
Last week you said women are the prize, which puts you above.
Honey, we are.
And what did what was my response?
We add
I
to
said,
your life.
I said, so are we. That's how it is.
Okay, so everything is everything then. Let's just say generic.
No, it's not generic. It's not.
We all deserve a first place.
No, everyone.
We're all the best.
Everyone doesn't deserve anything.
But it's relative, though.
It's individual.
Right.
Kyle, we all scored 10 points.
You're number one.
There's no
person who is
no. I'm not saying that at all.
You're better than anybody. We're all the same. We're all equal. Like, we all love each other the same amount. There's no difference.
Ryan.
That's not what I said at all.
Your number one might be someone else's number 15.
What I'm saying is,
and vice
it's
versa.
Individual.
Right.
You can't just say, "Oh, men are better." No, look at the men. Look at that man. Some of y'all are bums. Some of y'all.
That man.
Look at that man. Some of y'all are bums. Some women are bums.
Yes,
it is individual.
This is true.
It's like everyone wants to generalize, and that was my problem with Derek Jackson in the first place. Stop making all these general statements and general assumptions. You cannot generalize.
There
are things that some people value more than others,
and that varies from person to person.
It's individual. There is no formula. There is no system. People are going to find what they want to find.